Hey guys, look, this person has no Stellar Jades. I get it. You've ran out of Jades. That's okay. We've all been there. Everything will be fine. Because in this video, I will be showing you all the free-to-play ways to get as much Stellar Jades as possible, so that you can get your future desired 5 stars. No longer will you be broke. No longer will you be laughed at. So, without further delay, let's get into it. Starting off with the simple ones, dailies. These are pretty easy to do. It's pretty hard to actually not do them if you're playing the game every day. But if you somehow don't do them and forget about them, that's a problem, because you're missing out on a grand total of 60 Stellar Jades in here. Let me just remind you, don't forget about your dailies, or they'll forget about you. How about that? The next thing to get Stellar Jades is, of course, exploration. Now, there are plenty of areas to get so much stuff from. To know if you're missing anything, click the drop down, and it'll tell you if you're missing anything. If we look over here, I got 31 out of 33 stuff. I'm missing 2 treasures, so I have 2 treasures of Stellar Jades that I could go get. Now, I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea where the hell they're at, so a good way to look up the locations of each chest and stuff is the Honkai Star Rail interactive map, similar to Genshin. Using this could be a great use to get everything you need, all those Stellar Jades you need. Please do not forget to explore, and there's just a lot to get. Now, while you're exploring, you might come across these NPCs with this little wheel icon on them. These are called Warring Expeditions. They're little missions and objectives that you can do for a grand total of 90 Stellar Jades. They're not too hard to do, they're actually really easy. And for each location, there's one on the Star Skiff Haven, there's one in Alchemy Commission. On Eurillo 6, there's 2 in the Silvermane Guard restricted zone. And then, of course, on Herta Space Station, there's one in the Master Control Zone, and then one in the Storage Zone. So make sure you do those. The next thing to get Stellar Jades is from these shop vendors. To get Stellar Jades from these shop vendors, you first have to purchase items. And to do that, you need to gather the required currency, which you get by exploring, so it's perfect. Now, when you buy stuff, they'll accumulate in this thing right here, which will give you Stellar Jades, and plenty of them too. Like, just look at this. There is so much juice in there. It's crazy. So many Stellar Jades and poles waiting for you. Be sure to do some exploring, get these currency, buy this stuff, and then get your Stellar Jades. Now, as where the shops are, there's one, of course, here in Star Skiff Haven. There's one in Boulder Town in Eurillo 6. And then, of course, there's one in Herta Space Station in the Master Control Zone. So be sure to max out your shops and get those Stellar Jades, you know? Pretty much buying your Primo Gems. This is pay to win. Now, you may have noticed that I didn't mention a Penacony shop. That is because they don't really have one yet. But instead of a shop, they do have a thing called Clockie Statue, which works basically the same way as the shops. You'll explore, do missions, and you'll get these monies, these tickets, to be able to put inside Clockie, and he'll spew out some rewards for you. Every level doesn't give you Stellar Jades, but there are, in fact, a lot that you can get. You got 320. So you're missing out a whole 2 poles here. You know, that might not be insane, but that is 2 poles that you wouldn't have. Now, of course, we are going to mention quests. There are lots of quests that'll give you Stellar Jades. You'll have story missions here, companion missions, lots of other quests. And a good way to figure out if you have any missing quests is to look here in the Fate Atlas thing. This is actually a new quality of life thing that they put in. But yeah, you'll notice that some of these areas here will be marked available, and they usually will have a quest available to you. So you click on them, go down here and click the marked ones, click it, and boom, guess what? It's telling me of a quest right now that will give me 40 Stellar Jades. Click this one, boom, another quest that I'm missing 40 Stellar Jades on. It's actually really nice because those don't pop up in here, so it's nice to figure out if you're missing anything. Get caught up with your quests, Get those jades, baby. Of course, we can't go without mentioning events. There are so many events in Honkai Star Rail, it's crazy. And they will give you insane amounts of Stellar Jades. This one right now, this Dream Jolt TV, goes away in 14 hours. So I want to use this as a reminder to not forget about events. Because some do go away and not all stay. But for ones that do stay, they'll pop up here in the memoir area. All you gotta do is just click this little thing down here and that'll go to past events. Now these past events are actually really, really huge. They'll give you insane amounts of Stellar Jades. Some are even whole story quests, to be honest. Be sure to do these events. They are huge. And of course, don't forget about the current ones. Now, while we're in here in this travel log, I do want to mention that other things will be here, such as Gift of Odysseys and like check-in events. Those will actually give you free pulls. It's very nice. Now, another thing, while we're in here, these are trials that you can do to get 40 free Stellar Jades, each phase of 5-star characters. So, yeah, very nice. Another way to get Stellar Jades is, of course, achievements. There are lots of achievements. You can get them on accident, by doing pretty much anything. But honestly, if you wanted to go into achievement hunter mode, you could probably get a lot done. Like, look, remove buffs on enemies 5 times in a single battle. I might be able to do that. I don't know. I'm not sure. Some are kind of just very vague and don't really tell you what you need to do. Like this one right here, unfulfilled wish, unnecessary. I don't know what the hell that means. Sometimes there are a lot of good ones, like use links to increase allies max HP 3 times in a single battle. Just by doing that, you can get 5 Stellar Jades. And then there's this let her cook one. Stop and listen to Hanya's prattling. I'm guessing that's an idle animation or idle dialogue that she does. Just by letting her yap, do a little yap session, you get 5 Stellar Jades. That's pretty good. Now this one most of us probably have done, but it's this Operation Briefing. Let me remind you to just look in here and be sure that you're not forgetting any of these because, you can get a lot of Stellar Jades by doing this whole thing. Now while we're here, let's talk about these training missions. I actually had to recently do these because I didn't realize these were here, to be honest, but they're basically tutorial missions, easy stuff, and you can get some pretty good Stellar Jades actually. It's not bad. The next way to get a little bit of Stellar Jades is actually in the train itself. You'll see some companions pop up here, and all you gotta do is, if they're new companions that you haven't talked to yet, all you gotta do is just chat away and they'll give you some Stellar Jades. Oh, I guess I didn't talk to Zila there. I could have sworn I talked to her though. She's like the first character in the game. How did I not talk to her? I guess maybe it doesn't matter if you talk to them already? I don't know. Either way, make sure you talk to these characters, these train visits, and you get some Stellar Jades, yeah? Are you that one person that just ignores messages? Because it's time to stop. It's time to stop. Look at me. I've messaged everybody. I'm respectful. I'm nice. I respond as quickly as possible just so I can get Stellar Jades. That's really all it is. You might be a person that is missing so much in here. These are your friends, man. They're trying to message you, talk to you, and you're just, you left them on red. Respond to them and get your Stellar Jades already. Don't ignore these people. That's messed up. You're ghosting them. That's what you're doing. Of course, we can't leave the train just yet without talking about the Forgotten Hall. Specifically in the MLC, I actually haven't done this yet. I need to. But you don't have to beat the whole thing. All I'm saying here is do what you can and get what you can. As long as you get as much as you can, you should be fine. But not only does the MOC give you Stellar Jades, you also have the previous Forgotten Halls. There's a Bellabog version here that is way easier than the MOC, and you are able to beat them. And just look how many Stellar Jades are in here. It's insane. And of course there's one for the Xianzhou as well. This one is a bit harder than the Bellabog one, but it is still feasible. And just look again. So many Stellar Jades just waiting for you. Try your best in this and get as much as you can. Now, since I mentioned Forgotten Hall, I would also like to mention Pure Fiction. Again, just like Forgotten Hall, do what you can, get what you can. And you can get a pretty decent amount of Stellar Jades from here as well. Very good. The simulated universe is probably, honestly, the best way to get Stellar Jades. It's just insane. By doing any of these worlds, you can get Stellar Jades. In each difficulty too. It's very nice. And let me remind you to also get your weekly score before the simulated universe resets. I have 14 hours left as of making this video, so I'm missing out on 110 Stellar Jades. I'm going to have to do that after I get this video out. Now, if you click here on the index too, you can get Stellar Jades out of here as well. Just by doing the simulated universe and collecting anything or doing anything can get you Stellar Jades. Like, for example, if you're missing Nihility Blessings and you just went to do a Nihility run, by collecting any new Nihility Blessing, you can get Stellar Jades. And that goes for any path. It's insane. And that goes for occurrence as well. Same goes with Curios. Now, not only do you have the base simulated universe here, you also have Swarm Disaster and Golden Gears. Now, this is another way to get more Jades in the simulated universe. They have certain objectives that you can get to unlock more Jades here. Like, they have little objectives that I can get 20 Stellar Jades each out of, which is very nice, very insane. And then over here in the Swarm Disaster thing, you have this, which can give you 100 for each chapter collection rewards. Yeah. I'm missing out on 200 here, which is very nice. It can be a while to unlock those, but it can be nice. And just like the default simulated universe worlds, by completing each difficulty, you get Stellar Jades out of, which is very nice. Now, it can be a bit more hard, but don't worry. There's cheeses and stuff out there that you can watch, and, you know, they're nice guides that can kind of make it a little bit easy. Just like Swarm Disaster, there's Golden Gears, which is a bit different, but essentially the same thing. You can get insane amounts of Stellar Jades. You got whole gameplay rewards here. There's so many Jades. I'm still missing some, actually. I love this game mode. I love it so much. Nearing the end here, let's talk about the store. No, I'm not telling you to buy holes, okay? You go here in Starlight, you can actually spend some Starlight to get you these special passes. You know, they're not in the form of Jades, but they're the same thing. Now, honestly, some people will say don't spend them and save them for these 5-star light cones. I'll leave that up to you. Honestly, if you want to buy a light cone here, go ahead and save them. But, you know, if you want to buy some pulls for a character, go ahead. I mean, there's plenty of light cones that will work, that are good alternatives to these, so you'll be fine. And also, there's this Embers exchange. Each month, we'll have the ability to buy 5 of each of these passes. And of course, one of those is the special passes, so be sure to try and buy these every month, every reset. Last thing to get Stellar Jades is, in fact, redemption codes. Now, there are lots of codes out there. Some will give you Jades, some won't give you Jades, but the main ones you want to be on the lookout for are the live stream codes. Now, these usually happen near the end of a patch, so be sure to be on the lookout for those, and they can give you 300 Stellar Jades. Anyway, that is all the known free-to-play ways to get Stellar Jades. If I missed any, be sure to comment down below so that others may see them, so that I can also see them and see how stupid I was for forgetting about it. If you enjoyed the video and you found it very helpful, a like and subscribe is very appreciated, because in fact, not a lot of you are subscribed. It makes me sad. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you